So picking up where we left off at, we substituted in 273 for y, and now we must substitute in 6 for b. 6 for x. So now our next step, again, we're trying to get b by itself, so we'll divide each side by 7. So we have 273 divided by 7, which is 39, and that will equal to b to the 6th power. Now, we have to get rid of this 6th power, and the way how we would get rid of it is by taking the 6th root of both sides. So, when we take this 6th root, we would end up with the 6th root of 39 is equal to b. So the 6th root of 39, we can rewrite that as 39 to the 1/6 power. And when we put this in our calculator, it will give us approximately 1.842, and that will give us b. So our final answer would be y is equal to 7, which is our a, times 1.842 to the x power, which is our b. And this is our final answer. Now we scroll down here to example 4. It says find the exponential function that contains the point 2, 5, and 677 by hand. Give 3 decimal places. Now we look here. Okay, class, so this is what we would do. We would mark these. We know this is x, this is y, this is x, and this is also y. Now, what we would do first, we would have to substitute. You know that our equation is y is equal to a times b to the x. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the larger value of our x and y, or our biggest x, which is 6, and we have 77. So we'll first substitute for that value. So we have 77 is a times b to the 6th. Now, we're going to substitute for our smaller x value, so our x and y value. So we have 5 is equal to a times b to the 2nd power. And now we would divide these two values together. 77 divided by 5 will give us 15.4. And we will set that equal to, these a's will simplify out, and b squared divided, b to the 6th divided by b squared is b to the 4th. Now, we need to get b by itself, so we could take the 4th root or take each side to the 1/4 power. Either way is fine. So 15.4 to the 1/4 power, that will end up giving us b is approximately 1.981. Now that would take care of our b. Now we want to do our a. So what we could do is this here. We can take the smaller value, which is 2 and 5, and we can substitute into the equation. So we have 5 is y equal to, we don't know where a is, but we do know that b is 1.981, and we know our exponent would be 2. So now we would divide each side. Well, first of all, we would take 1.981 squared. So we have 5 is equal to a times, it'll give us 3.924. And then we would divide each side by 3.924. So 5 divided by 3.924 would give us a is equal to 1.274. So our final answer would be y is equal to 1.274 times 1.981 to the x power. And that will be our equation. Now we scroll down here to example 5. It says find the exponential function shown in the graph by hand. Give 3 decimal places. Now if we look here, we just need to find 2 points, and we could do what we just did in example 4, because we already know that this is an exponential function. Now if we look here at this point here, this is actually 7, 22. Now we look at this next point down here. We have 3, 4. Now we would do the same thing we did before. We would substitute in first for our higher x value, which is 7. So you know we're using the formula y equals ab to the x. So we will have 22 is equal to a, and we don't know what b is, but we know that's taken to the 7th power, and it will be divided by, we would take our second value, so it'll be 4 is equal to ab to the 3rd power. Now when we divide this, 22 divided by 4 is 5.5, and it equals to, these a's will simplify out, and we'll be left with b to the 4th. So we'll take both sides, this is supposed to be a 4, we'll take both sides to the 1/4 power. For some reason it's drawn an extra line, but we know that this is a 4. So we have 5.5 to the 1/4 power, b to the 4th to the 1/4 power will give us b is approximately 1.531. Now let's take the smaller values for our x and y so we can solve for a. So we have y is 4 is equal to, now we don't know what a is, but we do know b is 1.531, and we would take that to the 3rd power. So we have 4 is equal to a times 3.591. And we divide each side by 3.591. And we will have a to be approximately 1.114. So now we will write this as the equation. So we have y is equal to, our a value is 1.114. Our b value is 1.531. And it'll be to the x power. And this will be our final answer.